Hey there, fellow mystery solvers. Did you ever play Scooby Doo Night of 100 Frights? Well, I have some nostalgic memories tied to this game. In fact, I received this game as a gift on Christmas 2003, along with my treasured PS2. Oh, what a Christmas it was. I was also fortunate enough to get my hands on Pac-Man World 2 and Frogger Adventures The Rescue, but those games deserve their own dedicated videos. Today we're diving into the world of Scooby Doo Night of 100 Frights. In this video, we'll find out if this game still holds up or if it's better left in the past. Let's kick things off with an overview of what Night of 100 Frights is all about. Night of 100 Frights was released on May 22nd, 2002 for the PS2, GameCube, and original Xbox. This game is a 3D platformer that was developed by Heavy Iron Studios and published by THQ. Speaking of Heavy Iron Studios, they were quite prolific during this period. Here is a brief selection of some of their other games that they developed around the same time. It's evident that the developers poured their love for the original Scooby-Doo TV series into this game. From the iconic theme song to the clever recreation of memorable scenes, they made sure to capture the essence of what made Scooby-Doo so cherished. Also, if you're a fan of the original monsters that haunted Mystery Inc., you're in for a treat because most of them show up in this game. Now let's get into the plot. Fair warning, I'll be revealing all the juicy details, so if you prefer to experience the story firsthand, you can find a convenient timestamp for the next section in the video description below. Anyways, the plot starts out with Daphne's friend, Holly Graham, seeking the help of the Mystery Incorporated crew to investigate the disappearance of her uncle, Professor Alexander Graham. That name sounds familiar. Arriving at the eerie Mystic Manor, Holly invites Fred, Daphne, and Velma inside, while Scooby and Shaggy remain outside. Shaggy accidentally falls into a trapdoor, leading Scooby to explore the grounds alone. Scooby then heads into the mansion and finds Holly locked in a room and learns that the mastermind has kidnapped the rest of the gang. Scooby embarks on a quest aided by clues and a map provided by Holly. Along the way, he encounters various characters, including Graham's gardener and Shaggy, who appear and disappear mysteriously. Scooby obtains helpful items such as a shovel, springs for double jumping, and a helmet to combat monsters and cobwebs. He explores the mansion's rooms and rooftops, eventually confronting the mastermind at the top of a tower. The mastermind reveals his role in resurrecting the monsters previously encountered by the gang and then traps Velma. Scooby then has to battle the Black Knight and eventually free Velma. But once he frees Velma, she can't find her glasses, so Scooby helps her find them, but when he does and she puts them on, she hallucinates a vision of the creeper and runs away. Continuing his adventure, Scooby explores a fish cannery, interconnected tunnels, and a cemetery. He then rescues Shaggy from some monsters before discovering Daphne held hostage by the mastermind. The mastermind proceeds to summon the Green Ghost, which attacks Scooby with green fire and electricity. Scooby is able to contain the Green Ghost with Daphne's help. Holly then reappears, and Daphne accidentally falls through a hidden door with her, leaving Scooby alone once again. Sorry, Scoob. Next, Scooby uses a recently obtained umbrella to explore a chain of old shipwrecks. Throughout his exploration, Scooby then discovers Fred imprisoned in one of the ship's brigs, where he is confronted by the ghost of Redbeard. Redbeard attacks Scooby by summoning numerous ghosts, but Scooby is able to defeat him by dropping a treasure chest on his head. Velma then enters the scene and continues to claim she is being pursued by the creeper. Fred discovers the monster's image on her glasses. Then the gang sets out to find Graham's hidden laboratory. Meanwhile, Scooby and Shaggy indulge themselves with food, but Shaggy is scared off by the ghost of Captain Cutler. Next, Scooby explores the dungeons beneath the mansion. He eventually discovers Graham's overrun laboratory. Fred reveals that the ghosts were holographic images created by the mastermind. They hatch a plan with Scooby as the decoy. Scooby confronts and defeats the mastermind, who is revealed to be Professor Graham. However, the gang realizes that Holly was the true mastermind, using holograms to frame Professor Graham and profit from his invention. Holly is apprehended and the gang celebrates their victory. It's a pretty basic plot, but pretty standard for the time that this game was released. Now let's talk about the visuals of the game. The graphics in Scooby Doo Night of 100 Frights are charming and perfectly capture the essence of the TV show. The developers at Heavy Iron Studios have done an impressive job translating the iconic animation style into a 3D world. The character models are faithful to their animated counterparts, with Scooby and the gang looking just as you remember them. The environments in the game are beautifully designed, featuring locations similar to the Scooby-Doo series, like a haunted mansion, a cemetery, and a spooky fishing pier. Each area is filled with intricate details that add to the overall atmosphere of mystery and adventure. From hidden passageways to cobweb-covered corners, the game creates a genuine and immersive experience. On the technical side of things, the game runs smoothly with no noticeable frame rate drops or graphical glitches. There are some glitches gameplay-wise, but we will cover that in the next section of the video. The visuals are sharp and clean, making it easy to navigate the various environments. Moving on to the sound, the game does an excellent job of capturing the audio atmosphere of the Scooby-Doo series. The voice acting is top-notch. Some of the voice actors from different Scooby-Doo iterations reprise their roles. Hearing Scooby-Doo's iconic voice and Shaggy's nervous laughter adds an authentic touch to the gameplay experience. Furthermore, the game's soundtrack is a delightful mix of spooky tunes and upbeat melodies. The music enhances the mood and immerses players further into the Scooby-Doo world. The sound effects such as creaking doors, eerie whispers, and Scooby-Doo's signature ruh-roh are also well executed and contribute to the overall immersion. My only complaint with the sound are that some sounds and compositions repeat too often. It's not that annoying though. Let's dive into the game itself. As I mentioned earlier, Scooby Doo Night of 100 Frights is a 3D platformer, but to be more precise, it could also be classified as a Metroidvania collectathon. Back when I was a kid, I didn't fully understand this classification. I don't know if it even existed back then, but looking at it now, it's evident that this description perfectly encapsulates the game in modern times. The Metroidvania aspect means that as you progress throughout the game, you'll unlock new abilities and items that grant you access to previously inaccessible areas, encouraging exploration and backtracking. From the very beginning of the game, you'll encounter these areas that seem impassable, like the cobweb-filled manor. These cobwebs can only be cleared away with the football helmet ability. The catch is, you don't start with this ability. To acquire it, you'll need to make your way to the cemetery where a steep hill hides the coveted helmet at its peak. However, reaching the cemetery itself poses a challenge since the gate requires a key, which can only be obtained with the double jump ability. This pattern persists throughout the entire game, creating a chain of interdependent abilities and obstacles that must be overcome in order to progress. The collectathon aspect of the game adds another layer of enjoyment as you embark on the quest to gather two primary collectibles, Scooby Snacks and Monster Tokens. Scooby Snacks play a crucial role in unlocking gates that periodically appear throughout the levels. These gates demand a specific number of Scooby Snacks, making it essential to collect them as you progress. On the other hand, Monster Tokens offer an optional yet rewarding endeavor. These tokens can be found scattered throughout the game and are used in the Monster Gallery. The gallery showcases all the enemies encountered in your adventure, and if you manage to collect the token for each specific monster, you'll unlock intriguing trivia about the characters. While this is optional, this feature is a must for completionists. Fortunately, locating all the monster tokens isn't overly challenging. However, I advise to wait until you have obtained all the necessary abilities before pursuing them, as certain collectibles require specific abilities to access them. In terms of gameplay mechanics, Scooby Doo Night of 100 Frights offers smooth and responsive controls that allow for precise platforming and enjoyable combat encounters. However, there is one notable design choice that may raise some eyebrows. This game features a fixed camera, which means you have no control over its movement. While this isn't problematic for the majority of the gameplay, there are some instances where the camera placement isn't optimally positioned, leading to some occasional frustrations. However, my primary concern lies with the sporadic glitches that occur. There was one particular issue that happened when I tried to jump and collect a box of Scooby Snacks. Sometimes the game would fail to register this action. This inconsistency feels random and unpredictable, occasionally requiring the workaround of exiting and re-entering the level. So what's my ultimate recommendation for this game? I wouldn't categorize it as a must-play title, but it's certainly worth your time and attention, considering that it only takes around 8 hours to 100%. Investing in this game won't consume much of your valuable time at all. If you have the opportunity, I highly encourage you to give it a chance. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this game if you've played it before, so please share your experiences in the comments. Additionally, if you have any suggestions for future games I should cover, please let me know. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you real soon.